are more options than you might expect for full electric power with really large MPVs. Here's Citroën's take on this concept, the e-SpaceTourer, here usefully improved with a larger 75 kWh battery. It still won't go particularly far on a single charge, but it'll seat up to 9, help you move house or function as an executive minibus, all without using a drop of fuel. In this improved e-SpaceTourer, Citroën brings us a more credible version of its large full electric people carrier. Let's take a closer look. Very soon, no segment of the automotive market will lack full EV model options. One of these sectors lately gaining improved full electric models has been that for large people carriers. Now, this isn't really because manufacturers think this to be much of a potential growth area. It's more because really big MPVs are always based on the kind of mid-sized vans that car makers, pressurised by governments, are starting to offer in full electric form these days. The Mercedes Vito, Peugeot Expert, Vauxhall Vivaro, Toyota ProAce and Citroën Dispatch LCVs can all be had in full EV form. So their MPV counterparts, the Mercedes V-Class, the Peugeot Traveller, the Vauxhall Vivaro Life, the Toyota ProAce Verso and the Citroën SpaceTourer also get the full battery treatment. The Peugeot, the Vauxhall, the Toyota and the Citroën are essentially the same underneath, sharing the same Stellantis Group powertrain. It's the Citroën model, badged the e-SpaceTourer, that's the subject of this review, originally launched in 2020, then enhanced 3 years on to create the car we look at here. To find out more, you're going to need the usual comprehensive car and driving road test. Using this MPV is straightforward. You turn the key in the ignition, wait for the starting beep and the instrument screen ready signal, then flick the E-toggle gear selector into drive. On the move, there's a drive mode selector that allows drivers to switch between eco, normal and power modes. But performance feels quite leisurely for an EV and top speed is just 84 miles an hour. Why Citroën offered the original version of this model with a 50 kWh battery more suited to an EV Super Mini is difficult to understand. It's also difficult to see why the brand still sells the e-SpaceTourer in this form, a guise in which range is limited to just 136 miles. Far more usable is the 215-mile range of the added 75 kWh model we're trying here, the one that most will now want, which can now go almost as far as the class-leading Mercedes EQV. Both these two types of lithium-ion battery are mated to the same 136 brake horsepower electric motor, which now works with a new 3-stage regenerative braking system controlled by paddles behind the steering wheel. Through the corners, as you would expect, there's plenty of body roll if, rather unwisely, you start throwing the thing about. If you can ignore both that and the slightly vague steering and find yourself absolutely having to push on, you'll find that there's reasonable grip and traction. The power steering is now electrically assisted instead of electro-hydraulic to reduce effort and improve maneuverability. Refinement isn't great with this base U-Spec model, but the Plusher Max versions get extra sound insulation to improve things a bit. This improved e-SpaceTourer has been brought into line with Citroën's latest design identity, which is particularly visible on the grille. This incorporates the brand's new oval logo linked on either side to the headlamps by a serrated black band that echoes the chevron motifs. The headlights have been redesigned and now feature a distinctive sign of Citroën's new identity, plus the light signature is now characterised by a vertical bar linking two horizontal bars. With a height of 1.93 metres, this MPV provides easy access to underground car parks. As before, it's available in two body lengths, M 4.98 metres and XL 5.33 metres. That's what we've got here. Now, depending on trim choices, you either get these 16-inch steel wheels or 17-inch diamond cut alloy rims. Inside up front, there's space for three, unless for some strange reason you want to replace this two-person bench with a single chair. Ahead, the dashboard has been redesigned to incorporate this new larger 10-inch central HD touchscreen. Plus, there are storage compartments that are now larger, more numerous and more cleverly designed. For example, the cup holders at each side of the upper dashboard have been modified to accommodate smartphones as well, providing a safer place for this essential item. The new upper storage area in the centre at the top of the dash has been enlarged too and can now accommodate tablets. This central section of the dashboard has been updated too, now featuring a smarter control interface that houses the e-toggle gear selector and driving mode selector, as well as an enlarged storage area. The steering wheel has been revised as well, now with a selection of integrated controls and the ability to be heated. Through it, you view this 10-inch digital instrument screen, which shows battery level on the left and your chosen drive mode on the right. In the centre, there's the key info you need, a digital speedo, gear selection and the prevailing speed limit. And this little fascia button to the right allows you to bring up extra trip computer info or a power flow graphic. Everything else you might need is on this centre screen, now redesigned with the currently favoured Stellantis Group widget format, which divides the monitor with the features you most commonly use. Swipe left for a nav map if the Connect GPS system's been fitted, and left again for the features of what Citroën calls its applications drawer. These include games and an energy section for consumption readouts and charge settings. As you'd expect in an MPV, storage areas abound. In addition to the ones already mentioned, there are upper and lower door bins, a large glove box with an open area just below incorporating a 12-volt socket, and an open cubby in the centre stack with twin USB ports just above. Helpfully, the passenger seat can be folded flat, allowing long objects to be loaded or the view to be unobstructed for passengers in row 2. Time to take a look in the back. With plusher Max trim, the sliding side door on each side can be motorised with a hands-free feature. We haven't got that here. As for what lies inside, well, usually there'll be this split three-person bench. With Max trim, it'll be mounted on floor rails so that you can slide it back and forth. Or with that top level, you can replace the second row bench with a couple of separate VIP chairs. Max trim also gets you front seat back tray tables and side window blinds. But even with this base e-spec version, you get overhead lights and 2 sets of overhead vents with climate control dials. Let's take a look in the third row, accessed via this red lower lever. Back here, the benefit of this van-derived design is that there's proper head and leg room for adults over reasonable length journeys. Here again, with Max trim, this three-person bench can slide on rails or be replaced by 2 individual VIP chairs if you wish. Even with this base e-spec, you get overhead reading lights, overhead vents and a cup holder on each side. Luggage space depends, of course, on your choice of M or this XL body length, but either way, as you'd hope from a van-based design, there's lots of it. This tailgate's heavy to raise and will require lots of space to be left behind the vehicle if you're to operate it. But once it's up, it's so vast that you could shelter under it in a rain shower whilst unloading. It's a versatile space with a light on the right and 4 tie downs, but obviously a lot more versatile if you've got those Max model floor rails to slide the third and second row benches about. Obviously, if you lump the 2 seating row benches out completely, you'll get essentially a dispatch delivery van with a completely flat floor. With the second and third row seating removed, there's 3,161 millimeters of loading length in the M version and up to 3,511 millimeters of loading length in this XL model, where you'll also get up to 4,554 litres of boot volume. Prices as we filmed in summer 2024 started from around £38,000 for the 50 kilowatt hour model, and there's a choice of two body lengths, M, or as in this case XL, and two trim levels, this base U version and better specified Max. There's quite a large premium, over £5,000, to trade up to the larger 75 kilowatt hour battery that we've been trying here. As we filmed, this U XL 75 kilowatt hour variant cost nearly £45,000. The Plusher Max model can only be had in 75 kilowatt hour form at prices as we filmed from just under £55,000. Whatever your body style and trim choice, the standard seating arrangement accommodates 9 with 3 in each row. Opt for Plusher Max trim, and the main difference is that the second and third row benches are mounted on rails, so it can be slid back and forth. With Max trim, you're also offered the option to replace the second and third row benches with 2 individual VIP armchairs in each row. With U spec, that's what we've got here, you can replace the 2-seater front bench with a single individual seat if you want to. As for equipment, well, base U-Spec gets you the basics, but they include most of what you'd need. Tick off twin sliding side doors, air conditioning, rear parking sensors, cruise control with a speed limiter, a 10-inch digital driver's instrument screen, a heated driver's seat, and a 10-inch central HD touchscreen with voice recognition and mirror screen wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Max trim adds the niceties: 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheels, leather upholstery, front fog lights, power folding mirrors, dark tinted rear side windows, keyless entry, and power operating side doors with foot sensors. Inside with Max trim, there's Connect navigation, a hi-fi pack audio upgrade, a front seat massage function, a Park Assist 180 rear camera, dual zone climate control, a wireless phone charger, an acoustic windscreen, front seat back tray tables, side window blinds, and a rear seat aviation style air conditioning panel. Max models can also be had with an optional panoramic glass roof. This improved e-SpaceTourer offers up to 17 practical driving aids for safe, stress-free driving, including an automatic braking system, lane keeping assist, driver attention alert, excessive speed warning, traffic sign recognition, automatic high beam, traction control, and tyre pressure sensors. There are twin front and side airbags, but unfortunately you only get front and rear curtain airbags if you stretch to Max trim. All the bags are linked to an e-cool system. We gave you the EV mileage figures in our driving section, up to 136 miles for the 50 kilowatt hour model, or up to 215 miles for this 75 kilowatt hour version. To get somewhere close to the quoted stats, you'll obviously need to engage the most frugal eco mode quite frequently. That reduces power output to just 80 horsepower. To maximise range, you'll also need to regularly engage the fiercest of the regenerative braking settings activated by steering wheel paddles. Because the e-SpaceTourer supports up to 100 kilowatt rapid charging technology, an 80% charge in the 75 kilowatt hour model will take 45 minutes. It's 30 minutes with the 50 kilowatt hour version. This EV People Carrier also features a 7.4 kilowatt onboard charger. A full charge from a 7.4 kilowatt domestic wall box takes 11 hours 20 minutes with the 75 kilowatt hour model, or 7 hours 30 minutes with the 50 kilowatt hour version. with the alternative 11 kilowatt wall box, for which you'll need to pay £400 extra for the available 11 kilowatt tri-phase onboard charger, you can reduce that to 7.5 hours with the 75 kilowatt hour battery, or 4.75 hours with the 50 kilowatt hour battery. For peace of mind, the lithium-ion battery packs offered in this model come with an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty for up to 70% of the initial battery capacity. The included Citroën Connect box package allows the driver to set up deferred charging or to precondition the vehicle via the My Citroën mobile app on their smartphone. The app also allows drivers to initiate or schedule thermal preconditioning and view, schedule or start or defer charging remotely. Our main criticism when we tested the original version of this model was its feeble driving range. Now that's been usefully improved, the e-SpaceTourer has become a more credible choice in its segment. We like the way that the battery powertrain has been built into this people carrier without any compromise to interior space. It can be quiet and it's pretty well built. It looks contemporary and it's well equipped. If you can live with the range now on offer, as some city-based families and business users will be able to, there's potentially a lot to like here, though it's less easy to see why you'd choose the Citroën version of this design rather than the near-identical Peugeot e-Traveller, Vauxhall Vivaro Life Electric or Toyota ProAce Verso EV models. If the range and the deal is right for you though, this big French MPV might well be worth a look.